Good afternoon, sixth grade. I hope that all is well. I'm just going to go over a few major points from chapter 17 dealing with South America. First, we'll talk about the tropical climate and the opposite season. Now, South America is the fourth largest continent. It's twice the size of the United States. Now, most of the continents lie between the Tropic of the Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn and Torrid Zone. Very similar to North America, South America has high mountains in the west, and then it has lower mountains in the east. Now, let's talk about the animal life, basically different varieties of animals in South America. Now, South America provides a home for almost 1/4, that's a lot, 1/4 of all known kinds of animals. So basically from mammals to birds, you can see a variety sort of everything that lives down there, even fish. One important thing we may not know about South America basically is the abundant natural resources. Now, if you were to ask a South America what his continent's most valuable natural resource, he would probably say soil. The rich black soil of the Pampas area is some of the best in the world. So you can only imagine and figure that most of the South Americans, those who live down there, they are farmers. Now, as we move on, let's talk about the Amazon and its peoples. Now, the Amazon River, that is the mighty Amazon River. It's the second longest river in the world. It's about 4,000 miles long. The Amazon River, however, is considered the world's longest river, containing more water than the Mississippi, Nile, and Yangtze rivers all together. Now, that's a very long river. And as we dig deep into the Amazon Valley, the Amazon River Basin, or the Amazon Valley, is the world's largest tropical rainforest. And you see a wide variety of animals that live there, from jaguars, sloths, anteaters, snakes, parrots, and monkeys, and even piranhas and crocodiles. They all live in the Amazon River. Now, as we move on, we can talk basically about the Incas and that great empire. Now, people were living in all parts of South America when the Spanish explorers came in the 16th century. The most famous group, of course, were the Incas. As we move on, the Inca people were divided into four social classes, from the rulers to nobles, common people, and then, yes, you would have the slaves. Let's talk about a little bit of their education. Now, in most ancient countries, only the boys went to school. That's just the way it was. However, but in the Inca Empire, some girls, as well as boys, were chosen to be educated. In addition, studying religion and history. However, some of the selected girls were trained to be servants in the emperor's palace or to be wives of the nobles. And let's talk about basically about the rule by Spain and Portugal. Now, after Christopher Columbus discovered the New World in 1492, Spain and Portugal agreed to split South America. And that's when we came across basically a different way of living, different education, and different religion once they split into two. Now, there was a big struggle for independence due to the Southern American colonies remaining under the European control until the early 1800s. And they actually had someone called the George Washington of South America. Of course, we should all know who George Washington is. We should all know who he is. Now, he was the most famous patriot in South America's struggle for independence. Now, as we move on from that independence, we basically learn about South America's greatest need. And that basically was from their need to worship. Now, before Europeans came to Latin America, the Native Americans, they worshiped anything. When I say anything, they worshiped anything they could not understand, from the sun to the moon to animals, trees, even water. Now, the Spanish and Portuguese explorers brought Catholic priests who converted many South Americans to Catholicism. Sometimes, though, however, is at the point of a sword. Basically saying, if you didn't convert over, you'll probably die. Now, today, between 80 and 90% of Latin Americans are Roman Catholic. Now, as we move on, one of the first Protestant missionaries to South America was an Englishman named James Thompson. He came in the early 1800s. He started schools in Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, and Peru, using a Bible as his main textbook. So basically, you can see how basically South America started, and many explorers came through, and it got divided into half from the education to religion. And even missionaries came, and they converted many of them, of course, because they were worshiping there's anything they could find. Like I said, animals, sun, moon, stars. Sometimes, though, when they converted, like I said, it was against their will.